Okay, so guys, hi. Today is May 2nd, and the reason I'm doing this in the car is because I have tried to do this like several times and I keep getting interrupted, so I'm not able to like make the video because yeah, I have a life. Okay, so today is May the 2nd, like I talked about. This is an update for the gastric balloon that I was supposed to be getting, I'm supposed to be getting on 11th May. So that's next week, Thursday. There has been some development. I have been going back and forth about it because I have talked to my doctors, and I've also talked to some friends that are in the health sector here in Denmark, and I kind of just wanted to understand why it's not used in Denmark by the public health system, why they don't use it. Well, it could be, if it offers the solution that it does. And while I was talking to them, the health professionals in Denmark actually do not think that it is a viable solution, a long-lasting solution to weight loss, to the weight loss problem. The studies that they've done show that people lose the weight, but then when the balloon comes off, that most people are not able to maintain the weight loss because they revert back to their eating habits because their stomachs, are still big and all that good stuff. However, it's been found that if you put in the work and the habits that you have cultivated, that you install them, that you still keep them, that you are then able to maintain your weight loss, which is all good and dandy. Problem is that the amount of people that they have found to be successful in this, and the only research I can do is online online research, and there are maybe 2 people that are very vocal on TikTok, because that's where you have a lot of this where you can follow a lot of people who've gone through these procedures. Two are very vocal, and they have been able to keep off the weight. And one of them actually did eventually get the sleeve. Then I got on Facebook, because that's where a lot of other people you find, like all the people who do not want to film themselves, like the ordinary people like me and you, that will just make a post and live, on Facebook. That a majority of them put the weight back on, and went on to get a second measure, or put in a second measure, which was for them the weight loss surgery, which was a sleeve. And that's where we are at now. And even the scientific studies have shown that a lot of people will put back the weight on, and the only ones that very, very minimal, a very small group has been able to keep the weight off, which is then bothers me, because I don't want to invest a lot of money in something that is not going to help me, have a permanent solution. Like, I want a permanent solution. I don't want, when I say I want a permanent solution, I don't necessarily mean that I want to have to like do a sleeve or whatever, but I want to be able to know that if I invest in this, that I will be able to reap the benefits out of it, that I'll be able to maintain the weight loss. Because why else am I doing it? I'm doing it for my health. I'm doing it to be healthy. So I talked to the doctors, and they hear, and they are leaning towards Wegovy or Ozempic. Well, Wegovy because it's for weight loss. I am not diabetic or pre-diabetic, so there's nothing that we're treating there. So it would be mainly for weight loss. I don't know what I don't know what the light is doing. Let's see if we can move. Yeah, let's just move so that this light is better. Cause is this gonna be better? Yeah, much better, isn't it? Yes, it's much better. Okay, yeah. So yeah. So they're talking about Wegovy, and yeah, they're talking about Wegovy, and I have been considering it. I've been considering Wegovy, but I've also done a lot of research on it, and I can see that also the manufacturers of the drugs also say that it's a lifelong thing. So if you start, chances of you getting off and being successful in it are very low. And again, we have the same problem as a balloon. So this is, I don't know. So now we are left with permanent solutions, and I have to admit that now I have started thinking towards getting a gastric sleeve. If I'm going to invest that kind of money, I want to set myself up for success. I want to set myself up for, I want to have my ducks in a row, and I want to make sure that what I'm doing ensures that sets me up for success, that I'm not gonna that I'm not gonna be wasting my money and wasting the time that I'm gonna be taking off work and all that, time I'm gonna spend away from my children, all that, because it's just not it's not just about the money, it's also about the time I get to spend away from my children. It's also the amount of time I take off work. I mean, it's many things. So I've started considering getting a gastric sleeve, and it's either going to be in Prague or in Turkey, which means that I'm not going to meet the deadline of the 11th of May. If it's going to be Turkey, I'm not going to hit that deadline because I'll need a visa. I know personally someone who has done, who has had a surgery done in Turkey, and I'm going to be using the same people that helped her and the same place that she had her surgery done, if that's what I end up doing, and hopefully they can help me figure out the visa, because to be quite honest, the only reason I was doing it in Prague is just because I couldn't get to Turkey. I just can't get to Turkey. It's just been difficult figuring the visa situation there, and especially from Denmark, having a Kenyan passport and trying to get a visa. It's just, I don't know, I have no idea how to go about it, and I've called the consulate. I cannot get through to them. Well, I've gotten through to those, and they just directed me to a website that could not help me at all. So hopefully they're going to be able to help me figure it out. If they're able to help me figure it out, then I think I'm going to be going for the sleeve. I want a permanent solution, and I also understand that it's still a tool. Your stomach can stretch, it can become bigger, but I want to give myself the opportunity to use something that actually works. The kind of motivation that I have to lose this weight and to keep it off, I'm sure will help me also in when I get a sleeve, and because the balloon is there's just some things that are a bit that I'm not quite able to wrap my mind around it when it comes to the balloon, for example, because the balloon says there are people who are not able to tolerate it, and if I've already invested the money of putting the balloon in and I'm not able to tolerate it, I don't get a refund. So that means that money will just have been spent like that for nothing, and I don't get the results I'm looking for. And the same thing with the Wegovy. There are people who are also not able to have it. Just a minute. So, like I was saying, I want to make sure that I have set myself up for success if I'm going to invest this kind of money in it. So I am leaning towards getting a more permanent solution, which would be the sleeve. I'm gonna keep you updated on how that goes. Yes, because like I said, I'm motivated to lose the weight and I'm motivated to keep it off. I just don't want to gamble with it. And I also realize gastric sleeve is also a gamble in one way or another, because it is a permanent solution, and it also is something that there are also other risks, and there are also other considerations that I need to take, which I am going to set to also take those considerations. I just want to make sure that I make the right decision for myself without putting the time pressure on myself, because I wanted to do this by the 11th, because I'd had some free days off there and all that. But I just realized that it's best for me to consolidate that and to think in other terms. If I do the sleeve, I'd need 5 days off work. Yeah. Anywho, this was just a quick update, which ended up being a long rant. But that's how it is. I just want to be there for someone, and to show someone that it's not a linear process. It's not just like, oh, bam, boom, you go. There backs and there. It's okay for you to have back and forth. It's okay for you to question the decision that you've made. It's okay for you to take the time to make sure that the decision you're making is the right decision for you. Yeah. So that's it for now. I'll see you in the next update. I don't know when that's gonna be, but I'll see you then. Bye.